large.
So I'll quote them, what they say. You are so insistent on Ayushman Bharat Prakalp. They are saying we are giving them a Swasthya Sathi card. So all
I think the health systems in Bengal, it was evident during COVID. What is the state of it? কত সুপার স্পেশালিটি হসপিটালস বলতেন আর কত ছিল আপনি নিজে ইনভেস্টিগেট করুন না কত হসপিটালে ভেন্টিলেটর ছিল কত হসপিটালে নিওনেটাল কেয়ারে বাচ্চারা মরে যাচ্ছিল আপনার চ্যানেল তো এত দেখিয়েছে ওই সব রিপোর্টসটা বার করে নিন
সো আমাদের সময় শেষ হচ্ছে আবার আপনাতে ফিরি একটু কারণ ইউ আর বাই দ্য ওয়ে ইউ আর এ পপুলার ফেস দেয়ার ইন বেঙ্গল অলসো বিশেষ বাংলা বলেন বলে তাতে লোকে আপনার প্রতি একটু বেশি আকৃষ্ট হয় আপনার ওয়ার্ক লাইফ ব্যালেন্সটা আপনি কীভাবে মেনটেন করেন
Why do you always ask this question of women?
Why not? I ask this question to all of them.
No, you don't ask men.
To male, yes. I ask the men.
No, I don't think that women particularly should be asked this question.
Okay, I understand.
Because they have the
that.
added burden of proving that they're as good as homemakers as they are as professionals. And I think that itself is a question that is steeped in bias.
I appreciate your feeling, and that's
I'm
why,
grateful that you appreciate.
And I that's why, and what I'm trying to say, I ask these kind of questions to all the.
But I think that as professionals, you need to be measured on your professional capacity.
Yeah.
What you do in the confines of your house, how you fulfill your responsibility towards your family, is for your family to judge.
But you mentioned about that on that day you were busy with your child, so that's a separate.
Like I said, this question particularly should never be asked of women because it, in some way, aggravates the bias against women who are working.
I appreciate. তো আপনি এটা বুঝতে পারেন এবং এই সামগ্রিক যে সিচুয়েশন যেখানে আপনি বোঝেন যে মহিলাদের এগেইনস্ট একটা বায়াস থেকেই যায় পলিটিক্যাল অ্যারিনাতে আছে বলেও আপনি মনে করেন
না আই থিংক এটা আমরা যখন কথা বলছি ওটা পলিটিক্যাল অ্যারিনা নয় কিন্তু আপনি তবুও বায়াস কোয়েশ্চেন জিজ্ঞেস তো করছেন
আমি এই কোয়েশ্চেনটা সবাইকে জিজ্ঞেস করি আমি আমার কলিগদের জিজ্ঞেস করি নট টু মহিলা কলিগ
না আই থিংক দ্যাট there is a fine line between a professional interaction and a personal one and a fine maryada which is easily crossed with women. Ours is not a political arena. This is just an interview.
I appreciate it.
And not that I live for your appreciation, but the issue is this, that on a larger context, when you're talking about arts being a culture platform, what is the culture that you hope to imbibe in young girls? That if you are to be measured on the karma that you're doing right now. And who measures you? Does an interviewer measure you? Does God measure you? Does life measure you? Does karma measure you? So I think on a cultural context, it's a wider conversation. But if we limit it just to women, as you said, and I appreciate the fact that you asked this question of men as well, I think what is today indeed needed is on a cultural context, how can we build a new India taking lessons from the past? Some lessons which might not have stemmed from successes, some lessons which might have stemmed from deliberations, debates, some lessons that might have stemmed from failures. And I think an amalgamation of all of it makes us better people.
So after young generation particularly, যারা আপনাদের কাছ থেকে ইন্সপিরেশন গুলো পায় তাদের উদ্দেশ্যে কোনো বার্তা থাকবে যে
I think we look for inspirations outside, but there are so many inspiring people in our own families.
Some people still they get inspiration from you.
No, I think no, that is exactly why I'm saying this. For me, my inspiration or my life lessons came from my dadu or from my mother or from people that I meet every day. Every day somebody can teach you something new. Look out for people who are constructive in their criticism. Look out for people who are constructive in their inputs and imbibe it because learning has to be a lifelong process. There are many that we put on a pedestal and they turn out to be with clay feet.
আমরা ইন্টারভিউটি যখন শুরু করছিলাম তখন আমরা বহুত্বের কথা বলছিলাম যেটা ইন্ডিয়ান নেচার ছিল বহুত্ব আপনার মতে সেই বহুত্বের জন্য চেষ্টা করা সেই বহুত্বের সাধনা করা সেটাও হবে আমাদের একটা মাস্ট থিং টু ডু আমরা তার বদলে আমরা অনেকেই খুব সংকীর্ণ হয়ে যাচ্ছি আমরা গোড়া হয়ে যাচ্ছি
আই থিঙ্ক দ্যাট একটা খুবই বিরাট একটা প্রবলেম হয়েছে কি উই লাভ টু flagellate ourselves. Everybody else on public platforms speaks volumes about the richness of their culture. I don't know why we would like to talk about how sankuchit we have become. I think we need to celebrate the fact that we have been one of the most vibrant, promising civilizations the world has ever seen. Let me give you an example from a gender perspective. Never before in the independence war of any country has a woman tied a child to her back, got on a horse, drawn a sword, and led an army. Yeah. We saw that in our country with Smriti Irani. Yeah. Never before in civilization was there a imagery of Ardhanarishwar, which was there in our civilization, that it's Shiv and Shakti that come together and make a whole. I think that those promising prospects of our culture needs to be discussed more. In our country, especially in my religion, I'm a Hindu, the marriage contract was made by whom? By a woman. So I think that these aspects that pay obeisance to the vibrancy, the beauty, the depth of our culture, of our civilization needs to be spoken of more. Chandragupta Maurya के जो guard system में प्रमुख भूमिका जो है महिलाओं ने निभाई थी. And today, in our day and age, we talk about women in combat positions. If you look at Arthashastra, if you look at the sexual harassment at workplace bill that came in 2013, but Arthashastra, if you read, you will find that Arthashastra had elements as to how a king should punish a man who harasses a woman sexually at work. Which means there's much in our culture, there's much in our history that we need to read up on. मैं कभी ये डिनाई नहीं करती कि challenges exist करती हैं, लेकिन ये कहना कि सतत challenges ही रहा है, ये कहना कि हमारे देश में महिला के प्रति कभी सम्मान नहीं रहा, वो भी तो अन्याय है देश और हमारे इतिहास के साथ.
That's true.
So I think that there has to be a balance when it comes to these conversations. That yes, challenges will be there because it's an evolving society, but at least we are resolute in providing solutions. That yes, challenges were there systemically, societally in our country, but at least our society addressed them either through parliament or outside parliament. So the fact that a society is a dynamic living being in itself, I think is one of our greatest strengths as people.
And we should celebrate.
Absolutely. Why not celebrate the strengths?
So
why not celebrate the richness?
Earth Festival, Earth, the Culture Fest. And thank you so much, Smriti.
Thank you.
You are in this inaugural session where we'll be celebrating for 2 days.
And thank you for asking men about the work-life balance.
Yeah, I always ask. I always inquire about that thing also. Thank you so much, Smriti.
Thank you.